Welcome to one more episode of the Quiet Fight. Again, this is a journey throughout my fight with the pancreatic cancer. For those that know me, they know that, you know, I like to put a lot of dedication on what I do, and obviously, I've been trying to do that with my medical care. Hoping that there will be enough for me to gain this race. However, there has been setbacks. I was in a different with a different medical healthcare provider. I decided to switch, so now I'm working. My medical care has been um, uh, provided by Northwest Medicine, which I'm very happy. They're a very good facility. I mean, if I had known about their program since the beginning, I would have done it there. But when you don't know, you just go with what you find at first. What I was telling in my previous videos is that I was gonna be talking about certain topics, certain things that I have gone through my experience, and today I'm just gonna give you a quick. That was the quick recap of my medical care. So it's been at this point, quite a long time. Since my last chemo, I had my good days, my bad days with health. I'm not going to describe them because some of them are pretty gross to be um, discussed on an open forum. But uh, you know, as you can imagine, I go through difficult times. Taking in consideration what are the normal um, side effects in chemo. Well, not only happens, with chemo, it happens just through this normal process of the sickness. At this point, it's been probably more than 7 weeks, without chemotherapy, and part of it is very frustrating because I was if I had been healthy, my gallbladder would have been removed, but because I had cancer first, with the previous medical facility, they said that they couldn't do it because it was going to spread somewhere else. Which if the gallbladder is no longer there, it would be the liver. Now, I was told that one of the reasons why also they don't want to do it because it postpones your treatment back. It sets you back quite a few weeks. Well, I already been set back, and we could have done the removal, and I would have been able to continue my chemotherapies without having to go through a lot of these gallbladder infections that have been postponing also my treatment. So it's been rough. You know, uh, you see the times and the minutes going by, um, then know what is going to happen with you and how and what conditions you're going to be leaving your family if this doesn't work. Now, as for experience, dealing with this medical situation in terms of a health insurance is really rough. Luckily, last year when I was in unemployment, I applied for the Affordable Care Act, or the Obamacare, as many know it. And I actually had insurance when I went into it, and I didn't know it was going to be able to cover me, quite a lot. But since I was in unemployment in September, and then when I found out my diagnosis in January, I tried to apply for Medicaid, and unfortunately, um, they didn't. They told me they didn't qualify. At the time, I was still receiving unemployment, and there was some issues with that. When you apply for um, Medicaid, when you apply also for the SSDI for the disability, a lot of times they don't want to do it until you basically are on the street. When you basically are in misery, meaning you're not getting any money, you're almost homeless. So I work really hard on my SSDI, and typically this process it could take even about a year. But because my diagnosed my cancer, I was able to speed up the process. The case managers at the Social Security Administration, they actually were very kind, and they uh, made it faster. And I got approved in 3 weeks, which just by itself and is a huge accomplishment. Uh, but it was only approved on the medical portion. Now, on the financial portion, you get, I was approved to start receiving benefits until September. And, despite the fact that that I have a cancer that, it could be, I mean, I could not even make it up to September. Uh, well, it is what it is, so it is rough, because, the employees and the SSA mentioned that they do not agree with the process, but there is nothing that could have been done to uh, make it faster. Now, with that being said, this is the part where it hurts because I never thought of planning for the future. So please, those that hear me and you're in the 20s, 30s, make sure that you really work on your 401k and your retirement, because I never did it. I always thought I was gonna do it in the next year, and the years went by, and nowadays I'm 55 and I never did it. Either because the type of jobs that I was doing, or because the money wasn't enough, and I was always thinking about covering the family expenses, and I forgot to cover the most important one. They want to when I'm in retirement and I have nothing else. So with that being said, if I was to retire normal and still being alive, I would have to still continue working, because what I would be getting is doesn't even pay your rent. And then with the disability, I get more, but still not. It doesn't even uh, come to being half of what I was getting with the unemployment. So the financial portion is really, really difficult, and that's why my sister-in-law helped me placing a page for the GoFundMe. My friends organized a fundraiser, and I'm trying to sell T-shirts, and soon maybe I would try to do something else. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna, as long as I'm alive, I'm gonna try maybe real estate or something that I can do, because in my current condition, I'm still applying for jobs, believe it or not, even though I know that it's gonna be difficult, because the company that could potentially hire me would have to understand that I have to go through to get my chemo, that I may have days that I may not be able to work. So something that could be done um, remote from home, that would be the ideal job. But it's difficult to find something like that. Uh, I would love to be back, as being um, active, productive, but I can't. So my good friends, that's my recap. That's my comments about the financial portion. I know there is foundations. I know there is organizations, but because of the current situation with the country and current benefits, it is nearly impossible to get any help. So the help that I get from you guys is greatly appreciated. Is I don't know what to say. For those that have been doing it, and there is a couple of people that does it on the monthly basis, which I'm really thankful. To my friends that created the fundraiser, you guys, you're more than friends to me. You're a family, and thanks for coming on board. Thanks for trying to help me, and well, for helping me, because it's not trying, they did it. Uh, Although the problem, is my battle is not over yet. In fact, it's about to reset and begin one more time. So thank you very much. Um, I'll be posting all the videos. Hopefully now that I got approved for Medicaid and uh, finding ways to um, come up with financial assistance, or maybe I don't know, finding a job. I'll be able to start doing videos just about on my next um, um, release. It would be more talking about about life, about the friends that I made, which more or less it has happened through dance, and it has been a blessing for me. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching this episode, and I will be seeing you on the next video. And God bless you, and I will be seeing you guys again soon. Thank you very much.